Section 17, our final chapter. Go beyond the Twilight. It is once more time for an actual fight. Yeah, after we, I guess we'll introduce her to the concept of rock and roll instead. As our follow-up. And just in case, we will bring the strongest with us. Dare ni mo makanai. Just in case. Section 17. Go beyond the Twilight.
And so the Scandinavian Lostbelt was saved. The Shadow Border drove off into the sunset, and they all lived happily ever after. It sure would be nice if that's how it went, wouldn't it? Nothing is ever so easy, though. Excuse me? You're not from this village, are you? I guess it's nice to meet you. Oh yes, likewise. That's right, I came from outside the big gate. But don't worry, there's no way the giants are getting in here. Oh yes, I know that. You wouldn't happen to be friends with Lady Mash, Mr. Gouda, Mr. Napoleon, and that beautiful envoy, would you? If you are, then that makes you my friend, too. Is that how it works? Then yes, I guess that does make us friends. It's nice of you to say that, but you should step back a bit before you get hurt. Huh? In fact, you should go back inside and tell the others to do the same. Oh, okay then. Come on, hurry. Oh, all right. And what about you? I'll be fine. Now go, quickly. Okay. There we go. Now then, time for a little Magecraft camouflage. A great tree of emptiness stretching towards space. So it altered its existence again. Or maybe it's more like it was replanted. I guess that Surtur didn't swallow the entire tree. Looks like he left most of its roots in the ground. And then since the trunk wasn't completely cut down either... Correct. That tree of emptiness must have connected its roots via spatial distortion within Surtur's body. How bizarre. Even I would struggle to accomplish such a thing. And yet for this massive tree, it is but one more means to ensure its survival. I wonder, just where do these trees of emptiness come from? Have you not thought the same, Chaldeans of proper human history? We have. There's still so much we don't know about them. But I guess that's true for you too, Skaha Skadi. You grew it despite not even knowing what it really was. Also, you could cover a world without humanity. And what of it? I will do whatever I must to protect my world. That should be abundantly clear by now. The same is true of you as well, Chaldeans of proper human history. Myself.
She put her boob socks on.
I have always taken responsibility for deciding who to love and who to kill.
It's a spirit origin ascension.
No, it's not that. She isn't a servant, so her body isn't made out of ether. Then that means...
It's an ascension of her very existence. So even the heroic spirit enhancement method Caldia's summoning system employs is another tool she can wield freely. They certainly do not exaggerate when they say gods are to be feared.
Feared, you say? Now that you have defeated the fiery king of giants, I must see you as the true monsters, Caldians. Really? It looked to me like we had to scrounge together every last bit of help we could find, and even then only just barely eked out a victory. But I guess that's not how you saw it, Skaha Skadi. Da Vinci is right. We could never have hoped to defeat Surtur all on our... Exactly. That is exactly what is so frightening. You walked a razor's edge to accomplish the impossible, without even making an ally of the counterforce. Then again, perhaps that is due to your forming so many bonds here. Despite opportunities to do so in my land being so thin on the ground.
Your Majesty.
Silence. Do not weaken my resolve. Whenever you speak, you evoke images of proper human history's myths. But there are no such myths here. I have no such storied past. This is the only world where my Scandinavia exists. I'm sure you cannot think of it as home. If you were to take up residence here, then I could continue to love you as your god, your queen, and your mother. But that can never be. You will no doubt continue your journey as you always have and you always will. You will destroy the Lostbelt in order to restore your own world. So say no more. It would make no difference.
At least allow me one last word, Your Majesty. Everything you say is correct. We are walking the path you must follow, just as we are. I only wish it didn't have to come to this, that we might have walked together rather than separately.
Indeed, but that can never be. Orlinda. You called, my goddess and protector. What will you do? You are free to choose whichever side you prefer. I will follow my mind wherever it takes me. Just as Brunhilde, Thrud, Hildur, and now you have said to. You are Skaha Skadi, the one who inherited this land from my father. I will fight by your side of my own free will. What is your command? Prepare for battle. We will protect this tree with our lives. Understood. Do you hear that, Caldia? Can you hear the cries of those birds flapping their wings overhead? Should you defeat me and cut down the tree, I shall tell you what they truly are.
I don't suppose there's any way we can avoid this battle.
Nope, not a chance. And this won't be the last time this sort of thing happens. It's just like she said, we have to take responsibility for what we're doing. You understand that, right, Mash? Gouda?
Yeah, I knew that going in.
We have. Let me ask you this. How many human lives in their proper human history? Several million? Tens of millions? Hundreds? Then again, I suppose if one includes the life of flora and fauna, they would be innumerable. I see. So that is the responsibility you shoulder as you seek to end my Lostbelt. Very well. Then for the love I bear for my 10,000 subjects, I will take those millions, billions, that unfathomably vast number of lives, with my own hands. I will not let this miracle wither away.
Miracle. I see, so that's how you think of this land. For you, this lost belt in the approximately 3,000 years it has known peace is truly a miracle, isn't it, Your Majesty? Then you know. You've known all along. You are fully aware that this lost belt's existence is both abnormal and unnatural. What's more, you knew so well before the Crypto came along and informed you of proper human history.
You knew? Even before you knew about proper human history? It seems I cannot put anything past you, wise sage. Perhaps those piercing eyes of yours in fact do surpass Odin's. Mystic eyes, perchance? No, that's not it. They merely reflect your wisdom born of human history's cumulative accomplishments. Yes, you are right. I knew everything. I was supposed to be pruned away. My Scandinavia, my world, the path that my people have walked, was destined to disappear from human history. We were not to perish in a Ragnarok gone mad. We had already survived those days of flame. Those days may have ended once the gods had sacrificed themselves to transform Surtur into the false sun. But we precious few lives that remained found ourselves in a world that had lost far too much. Even so, we did our best with what we had. After much struggle and suffering, we began to build a new life. And then, human history, humanity, erased us. It had all been for nothing. My love, my hopes, my wishes, my dreams, all of them were gone. All in less than half a year after Surtur had been sealed away and his broken Ragnarok stopped. Humanity decided my land where humans and gods lived together did not deserve to exist. As far as human history was concerned, the path we were taking after surviving the flames was evil. But then, something unexpected happened. An impossible 3,000 years came and went. I do not know whether the Tree of Emptiness was responsible for this paradox, that miracle. But what I do know is that my land was reborn on this planet in the modern day. It was a feat greater than any authority could accomplish, a miracle neither I nor Odin could achieve. And so I cannot, I will not let that miracle fade away. If I must take unfathomable measures, or unfathomable numbers of lives to protect it, then so be it. I shall consider each and every one my sworn enemy.
Your Majesty.
Silence! No more talk! Consider this lament my declaration of war. 3,000 years, and still I remain powerless to support more villages beyond those created in that first 6 months. All this time, and I have still only saved 100 villages. A mere 10,000 humans. I cannot even let any of them live to old age. For my love and snow can only extend my authority to the point before the first signs of spring arrive. Indeed, that archer spoke the truth. This Lostbelt has no future, no tomorrow. Though it may be peaceful, free of conflict and evil, it will never be any more than that. It has no power to change, to develop. No doubt this pathetic state of affairs will continue for thousands upon thousands of years. My love is not enough. Spring will never come. Life will never flourish. But I will not give up. I will never simply resign myself to this fate. For 3 millennia, I have devoted my power to suppressing Surtur's fires. But now that Surtur is gone from this lost belt, my power should suffice to bring hope to my land. So I withdraw my love, and instead offer you death.
Whoa, foe!
If you would save your humanity, then kill me. Kill me and cast us aside, Chaldeans of proper human history.
I don't want to defeat you, but I will.
Raising Orthonaut's output. Switching to combat mode. Bunker Bolt, standing by. Preparing to engage this Lost Belt's king, Skaha Skadi, and commencing demolition of the Tree of Emptiness.
The Lost Belt is rough. She said, should I love you? Should I kill you?
じゃあこういうのどうだ？この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか？つまんない連中だな。他にやることないの？決着の時だ。はい。お任せよ。はい。
Why are we still here?
束ねるの星の息吹。輝ける命の本流。X 風よ、舞い上がれ。
状況への適応を。戦闘補助ルーンを起動します。
我が名に紐付けられし力、我が声に応えて門を開け。来たれ我が城、影の城、ゲートオブスカイ。
So the reason why we're starting off on Ordlinda is because Skadi is obviously just a support. So, you know, we don't need to worry about her too much in terms of damage dealing. Chat, whenever the Lost Belts come, always remember the most important thing. The most important quote of all.
物見の歌楽園の端から君に聞かせよう罪なき者のみ通るがいいガーデン・オブ・アバロン
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night I can feel my leg and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost, the comrades I've lost, won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? We're just gonna stun her to make sure that she can't just NP us or anything.
行くぞ
いいですね。
無駄だそれ
古きルーンよ。
Ha! I knew she was gonna do that.
この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか
本気で行きましょう。
何事もやればできるさ決着の時だ
Let's see if we get lucky here.
はいお任せはい
風よ舞い上がれ
みんなごめんね。
Everyone, I'm sorry, she said. Get used to it, everyone. This is probably the easiest Lost Belt King fight out of all of them. By far, I should say, the easiest. It's much easier than the others.
お任せ、夢のように片付けよう。バーン。小さな窓がここには一つ。星の宇宙に。
Ivan's really easy? Yeah, but this is even easier. Ivan at least deals damage.
罪なき者のみ通るがいい。ガーデン・オブ・アバロン。
Let's teach her rock and roll.
そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。ベアハウリングゴールデンドライグッナイ
負けるわけにはいかぬのだ。こうだ。
Oh. She stunned everyone.
古きルーンよ。
Well, she's gonna kill Merlin because she stunned everyone. Bye, Merlin. It was nice having you.
こうだ。
Whoa, what was that crit? Oh, she didn't kill Merlin. Isn't that nice of her?
任せな風になるぜ。
じゃあこういうのどうだ。つまんない連中だな。他にやることないの？じゃあこういうのどうだ。
She decided to love him. Aw, isn't that nice?
すべては僕の思う
決
まま
めるぜ。
ってね。これぞ大軍師の究極陣地。帰らずの陣。
そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。ベアハウリング
Golden Drive! Good night!
せい
負けるわけにはいかぬのだ。
Aw, darn. I was hoping to
我が
prevent
名に
her from
紐
doing
付けら
that.
れし力。我が声に応えて門を開け。来たれ我が城。影の城。ゲートオブスカイ。こうだ。
チキンレースだおら。
Gate of Sky. More like Scotty's thigh.
いいとも。
オーケー振り落とされんなよ。
行くぞ。
オーケー振り落
お
とされんなよ。
望みのままに。
無駄だ。
そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。ベアハウリングゴールデンドライグッナイ
力足らずか。無様だな。
It's so cool じゃんよ。
She said, so my power was insufficient. How unsightly. For her defeat line, by the way. bum 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 bum. Ba-da-da-dum. You know what? This is fine. I know exactly how I'm gonna do this. Why does Napoleon have a voice line where it goes ooh la la? Because French. Hold on, let's just enjoy the music for a second. All right. Let's clip this tree.
この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか？
くだ。ではこうしよう。くだ。ファラオの真意を見るがいい。
小さな窓
オーケー。
ここには一つ
振り落とされんなよ。決めるぜ。
Merlin? Buddy, you okay? You're not saying anything. Weird. It seems our voice lines are broken. I don't know why. Weird.
Yeah!
Oh, there he is. All right, I guess the only solution is for me to shout out their Noble Phantasm lines while we do it. It's the only thing that makes sense, right? It's the only way. This can be fixed by resetting the game. Oh, I guess it isn't the only way.
地上にあってファラオにファラオの真意を見るがいい。
Or maybe it is the only way and chat's trying to trick me. It's the more fun way. Of course. Alright, fine. We'll become King Ramses for a hit.
褒美をやろう。光なき者。ベアナックルだ。クールに。
全能の神よ、我が子を見よ、そしてひれ伏すよ。Remizim Tenteris! There we go, perfect. Nailed it. Nailed it. Hey Spectrate, thank you for the resub. I'll be thanking all the followers and subs once we are done with everything. Wait, what do you got going on now? Oh, yeah, the increased defense every turn. Now it's the increased attack every turn. Alright. Now it's time for us to give them the Bear Howling Golden Drive.
チキンレースだおら。任せな。風になるぜ。
stun this nerd.
OK
よかろう。
振りを決めるぜ。
Sunja Katabosoka. Bear Howling. Golden Drive. Good night.
Yeah!
There you go, guys. I'm covering for the deficiencies of the game.
君の道行きを信じよう。さあ、行きなさい。
ベアクールに。
Yeah!
空を仰げ、地を這え。お前の見上げる太陽の輝きが世である。
Couldn't tell the difference. Of course, yes. I speak flawless Japanese except for all the mistakes I make.
Well done. To think that I would lose so decisively.
Yeah, to be fair, that wasn't even a close fight. That was pretty one-sided.
I could not even protect Orlinda. Ah, I knew it. I was far too weak to serve as queen.
I don't understand. Why didn't you tell us you had barely recovered any magical energy after our battle with Surtur? Why did you fight us while you were so weakened, and we were completely healed?
What about the death rune? You could have inscribed the same spell into us that Surtur used, but my pride would not permit it. I am obligated to protect this land and all the lives that dwell within. I must heal the wound Surtur inflicted upon this land. I must repair the village he destroyed and treat those whom he injured. I never had much magical energy to spare. For my battle with you. Ah, and there they are. Look up at the sky and I shall tell you those birds' names. They are the holy ravens who served Odin.
Odin's familiars? Then they must be Hugin and Munin, two of the greatest familiars to ever exist. They're legendary divine beasts named after thought and memory who were said to look upon the whole world every morning.
Cursed Odin. He may have kept giving me chances right to the end. But it seems he had Hugin and Munin guide all of you as well. How very like him. He never was willing to guide me.
It's time to end everything. The Tree of Emptiness began to collapse. Ordinarily, it would not have fallen so easily. In fact, it should have been impossible to destroy without the help of a particular external factor. At least, that was the Queen's understanding. And yet, here it was, falling apart, vanishing into the very air. Perhaps it had grown brittle by virtue of Surtur having assimilated. Whatever the reason may be, the Tree of Emptiness was disappearing. Soon this Lostbelt would cease to be, even if no one would be present to see it happen. Most of the Queen's spells hiding the tree were still in effect. No human would see its destruction. But they would hear a tremendous sound split the air. They would feel a sudden tremor shaking all of Scandinavia. The cacophony of a towering colossus crumbling to the ground, the shaking at the loss of the very foundations of the world. Only those who survived Surtur's destruction were privy to these awful phenomena. The animals who lived in the rifts between fire and ice, the giants who still remained, and the roughly 10,000 humans all closed their eyes and felt the sensations wash over them. This strange sound and shaking must be a sign that something is about to happen, but what could it be?
Allow me to offer you one last gift, Caldians. I shall tell you the name of the tree of emptiness that was meant to take root in my Lostbelt. It is called Sombrero. As one who lived through the Age of Gods, that name means nothing to me. But perhaps it will mean something to you, stargazers of proper human history. Now go, Caldians. As you have defeated us, you must cross the ocean of dead ice and flame, and the countless corpses of our hopes and dreams, and be on your way. Okay, so I'm not too sure what's going on, but I think we'll all just do as we're told. You see, this morning, an envoy gave us a message from the goddess. She said that we should all go back to our homes and go to sleep, even though it's not nighttime. And once we do, we'll never wake up again. She said not to be afraid. She said not to be afraid. It's just what we have to do to fix all the damage that huge giant caused. And if the goddess said so, then it must be true. Still, when I think about Lady Mash and Mr. Gouda and Mr. Napoleon, and the beautiful envoy, and Mr. Chubb and Foe, and how... well... once I fall asleep, I'll never get to see them again, right? Thinking about that makes me... I don't know. It's so strange. I just don't know what to call it. It's like there's something squeezing my heart, and it makes me want to cry. Isn't that weird? I'm not even hurt anywhere.
Everyone cry.
There they go. Goodbye, Shadow Border. Safe travels. I hope fortune is kind wherever you go. I'm a pseudo-servant, using a human body as a host. I shouldn't be able to disappear when this Lostbelt goes away. I guess this is Stepmother's doing. How strange. I already miss her a bit, even though she's not my real mother. Maybe it's Freya's influence. Then again, she wasn't a bad person. I wish I could have talked with her a little more. Perhaps that's why I miss her. Yeah, that must be it. All of you Valkyries did a great job delivering Stepmother's last commandment. Thank you for all your help. I know your master is gone, but I hope that you can rest easy now. See you later.
Chat, why do I smell onions? That has to be the reason for this, right? A newly ordained day, a newly ordained time. After the envoy had delivered the goddess's newest commandment, quiet spread throughout the settlement. Nobody was to go outside. Everyone was to stay in their homes and beds. We were told not to even open their windows. Make your bedrooms as dark as possible. Close your eyes and go to sleep. It was the strangest commandment anyone had ever heard. But most people went along with it, since it was the word of the goddess. In fact, here in Village 23, there was only one person not sleeping peacefully inside her home. She wondered what might happen to her for not obeying the commandment. Would she be cast outside the village, squished by giants? She certainly didn't want that. Still, she couldn't help it. She wasn't able to fall asleep, and she couldn't shake the strange and growing sense of foreboding from her thoughts. So she decided to go outside. Her heart started to pound with trepidation. What if she'd get to see her new friends again? With high hopes, the girl opened her door and stepped outside.
Huh?
There was no one there. Her new friends, who had survived the wilds outside the village, and even battled envoys, were not present. There was no one, anywhere. She was crestfallen. As she thought back to her new friends, she remembered their animal companion. That cute, fluffy creature that used to hop around everywhere it went. Was it a dog? A horse? It wasn't much, but thinking about it helped cheer her up. So she decided to try copying it, to hop around the way it used to.
And... hop!
She jumped lightly towards the sky. That same moment, a gust of wind blew through the village, warm and gentle as a spring breeze. It may have been the same wind blowing across the world's bleached landscape, or it may have been wind that used to travel throughout proper human history. And then, the girl was gone. She vanished, as though carried off by that wind, before her feet could even touch the ground again. In the blink of an eye, she was somewhere far, far away, along with the rest of that Scandinavia. All that remained in the wind was her smile. Cosmos Denial. We've defeated Lostbelt 2. Sometime in 2017.
I just wanted to introduce myself again. Your name is Mash Light, right? Sorry to just barge in on you like this, but we never really got a chance to talk during the meeting. That's alright. It's nice to meet you. You too. My name is Ophelia Farmsalone. I remember. You're from the Clock Tower's Evocation Department. Yes, that's my official department anyway. I guess it would be weird to say I'm kind of relieved, huh? I mean, there just aren't many women on Team A, right? I don't have a problem with men or anything. But it's still a little nerve-wracking to suddenly be surrounded by them when you're eating lunch. I see? I'm sorry, I guess I rambled a little bit there, didn't I? Would you like to eat with us? Oh, and by us, I mean me and Pepe. Sure, if you don't mind me being there, I would love to join you.
Ophelia was a good girl. We're just about to leave Scandinavia behind entirely. Looking at our current coordinates, we just passed the Sonja Ford on the west in the Scandinavian peninsula. There should only be about 20 kilometers until we reach the North Sea. You sure about this? I'm still not seeing any water at all. Ah, why have you all gotta be such downers? I've seen more cheer at a funeral. Look, I know how you all feel, okay? I'm just as bummed as the rest of you. But that doesn't change the fact that someone's still gotta step up and steer this thing. Now come on, Director, are we going to the North Sea or not?
Right, yes. The North Sea, yes. That will do. I hate to leave like this again, but what could I have said, even had I seen her before we left? I could not possibly have wished her a long, happy life, but still, as an adult, I can't help but feel I should have said something to her. Those flowers she gave me, her entire village, they're all going to disappear just like Russia, aren't they?
Yes, they are. That is true. We now know that this is what it is to fight these Lostbelts. They are hypothetical worlds that came to sudden ends after human history itself deemed them unnecessary. Neither their inhabitants nor their civilizations did anything wrong. Their worlds simply differed from ours and eventually reached an impasse. I would even say we were fortunate that Russia and Scandinavia were the first Lostbelts we encountered. Why, you ask? Because the people who dwelled there were friendly to us, of course. That alone has been a tremendous boon to our efforts, but we cannot expect that good fortune to continue. It is quite possible that in the next Lostbelt we encounter, we will find ourselves up against every living thing that inhabits it. We must be wary of such a worst-case scenario.
It isn't the future that has me depressed. Have you no heart, man? Even I understand what it is we need to do, and that no amount of wringing our hands will change that. I know that this is simply a competition for survival, where saving one side inevitably means destroying the other. So, I see no harm in looking back on them a bit. After all, they don't have that luxury now. I may be a cold-blooded aristocrat, and the embodiment of elitism itself. But even I cannot easily forget that we just wiped an innocent young girl out of existence.
Mr. Gordoff. I hate to say it, but he's right. Maybe we just shouldn't get involved with these Lostbelt people at all if it's gonna turn out to be so depressing every time. No, that would be...
The coward's way out. That's what you were going to say, isn't it, Gouda? Don't go there, Munir. Just because it's easier to kill someone you don't know doesn't make it right. That's just avoidance. All you're doing is choosing not to face an unpleasant truth. That's not how war is meant to be fought.
Ooh, my voice.
You should only fight those that you know well. Otherwise, you risk your moral compass losing its center. Of course, everyone has their own way of facing their responsibility. In Gouda's case, I'd say he's the type to try and get to know his opponents as well as possible, so that he never forgets them.
So, pretending not to see them is actually even harder than facing them directly. Or rather, the price of doing so is your own humanity, huh? Wait, Da Vinci, what are you doing? Don't you need to be operating the border or preparing the zero sail?
Oh, relax. Now that the Tree of Emptiness has been destroyed, the storm all around this Lost Belt is gone. We won't need to go zero sailing anytime soon. Anyway, last we checked, the Wandering Sea should be somewhere in the North Sea, far from the coast. So let's just enjoy this road trip until... Huh? What's up with the alarm, Moonier?
Why are you asking me? If you don't know, how could you possibly expect me to... What the hell is this? A spatial fault 300 meters up ahead. It's showing up as blue on the map. It's the ocean. We're heading straight for the ocean.
Mr. Moonier, I'm not really seeing what the big fuss is about.
Believe me, I wish I were kidding. Oh crap, I can't hit the brakes in time. Everyone, brace for impact. 3, 2, 1, get ready for a drop.
Oh, my aching back. Ugh. It hasn't hurt this bad since my brakes failed on that hill. What's going on here, Mooney? That felt like at least a 10-meter drop.
Director?
Not now, boy. Hurry up and sit down before another impact throws us for...
The window. Look out the window.
Out the window? What are you talking about? Did we just drive into a whole other world when I wasn't looking? It was nothing but clear skies as far as the eye could see a moment ago. Technical advisor Da Vinci? Just to be sure, the border can navigate a real sea just as well as it can the void sea, right? You did design it for every conceivable scenario, didn't you? A stormy sea shouldn't be nothing compared to void space, right? While we're on the subject, I have something of an announcement to make. I can't swim.
Okay, look, Gordy. Traveling through void space and traveling through real water are completely different tasks that require completely different functionality. The border might be able to get through the Strait of Dover, but it was not designed to weather this. Now, I've got an announcement to make of my own. I estimate the border has about an hour until it sinks. So back the hell up and get us back on land. Now, Moonier, come on, hurry! Once we reach the coast, we can waterproof the border better and wait until this storm dies down.
Yeah, just one problem. There's no land to go back to. We're smack dab in the middle of the North Sea.
Then, does that mean we're all going to end up as fish food?
Da Vinci, can we still initiate a zero sail here? Surely that must be preferable to sinking to our deaths.
We can't. The formulas won't be stable enough on the water. We'd have to rewrite the software from scratch. Oh, damn it. We must be leaking somewhere. Hello, Tomlin. Are you in the kitchen right now? Check the storage room quickly. I think we've got a leak in there. Tell the rest of the staff too. Well, shit. Guys, there's no easy way to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. Now, don't freak out on me, but it's looking like we're all gonna die. And just when we had proved that we were badass enough to defeat Ivan the Terrible and Skaha the Goddess, too.
Da Vinci! That's not very helpful.
You know, I feel like a spot of breakfast. I think I'll go fry up some seriously thick-cut bacon right now. Delicious. Fo?
Hang on, we're getting a call. Go ahead and open up a line, Mr. Moonier. And hurry, Da Vinci's no use to us right now. Right, on it.
CQ, CQ, this is the Wandering Sea's deck. Do you read me? That vessel. That would be called a ship, right? No, wait, not a ship. Oh, I see. A tank. Rational, yes, very rational. A ship is unnecessary for Zero Sail, but I say you do have no sense for design. It might as well be a large metal coffin. Nothing charming there at all. Be honest, you would never have made it back without it, my paper moon, would you? Still a fine job making it all the way here. Everything is proceeding within my calculations.
It's coming from the Wandering Sea, but where?
Where? Well, right in front of you. Oh, hang on. Let me clear the fog. It should be easier to see then. Proceed on your current course, though you may want to reduce your speed, and be sure to give thanks. Alright, this will be the first time in over 2,000 years that this island has revealed itself on a day other than December 31st.
An island! And it was this close all along? But I'm still not seeing anything on radar.
So it would seem. This is a folklore defense. An imaginary world of the fairies where fantasy is made manifest. A world that stands apart from our own. In the modern day, it's a mystic among mystics, said to only be possessed by ploy kickshaws. Oh, is that the voice of a professor type on the same level as me, I hear? Well, that's a welcome development. Then we will get along just fine. Welcome to the Primordial Magecraft Workshop, the Baldanders of the Wandering Sea. My name is Shion, Shiam Eltnum Sokaris. I'm a Spiritron hacker who escaped to the Wandering Sea when I predicted that the world was about to end. I have been waiting for you. Being the Atlas Institute's last remaining member, the Wandering Sea higher-ups entrusted me with the project of righting this bleached Earth problem.
Melty blood is real. Melty blood is literally everywhere. It's even in FGO now. Hi, Shion. One grail. But more important than that grail, we must take a look at the craft essence we got. Girl amidst the flowers. I didn't understand what you were talking about, so I don't think this is an appropriate response, but I think it's wonderful to be able to grow old and do anything you want. The idea is so surprising to me, and I can't even imagine something like that at all. This is all so new to me. This is an image of a dream, a world that will never be seen, a world that will never be. Yet, you still envision it. The sight of this girl slightly older than before, surrounded by flowers. And we will lock that as remembrance for Lostbelt 2. And that's Lostbelt 2. How did you enjoy it, everyone? I think Lostbelt 2 is pretty good, personally. It's a bit shorter than the other ones, but it had a lot of heart. That was sad. My soul hurts. Not a reality. Slain. Feels bad, man. That is the Lostbelts for you. Profound sadness at the end of every tunnel. Well, I enjoyed that quite a bit. I hope you enjoyed the voice acting I did for it quite a bit. And thank you all again for watching.